Hello, everyone. Coach Sullivan again here. Just a reminder my background 38 years coaching football, still coaching. I've been either a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, or head coach at both the collegiate and high school levels. So, what I wanted to talk to you about today is one of our vertical two man route pass concepts known as Colorado. Some people call them scissors, others call them, crossers up top. I mean, there's a lot of different things. We use Colorado as a state name to signify that it's a deep crossing route. Okay. Number one, running a post. Number two, running a corner. I mean, they can vary which one is the deeper of the two routes. Okay. So, what I want to talk to you today is how, in our match quarters concept, we defend against this two man route concept known as Colorado. So first of all, now I'm going to bring in, down and distance situational football. This is a very, very long developing route that is normally run in a situation that would necessitate a chunk play of sorts. Okay, so right off the bat, we should have that mindset as a defense. Okay, but even if they run on a first down, either way, irregardless, we are all going to do the same thing in that we're going to go from surface to two, surface to two, surface to two, surface to two, linebackers and secondary. Okay, and once I cover this in detail, I'll talk more about the switch between safeties and corners. But right off the bat, there will be no switching. Okay, so we're going to start off with the premise that if we have all verticals, okay, known as Virginia, then it's the man over 10 concept in the secondary. Corners and safeties both. Okay, so when numbers 1 and 2 are over 10 yards, then the man over 10 concept kicks in. Okay, so what is involved in Colorado, the deep crossing routes, is simply, okay, the corners on both sides adhere to two's vertical, one's vertical. I got one man over 10. In the crossing concept, there is separation between 1 and 2, both east and west, laterally, but also vertically. They cannot run these routes to a point like it's a rub play. So we don't necessarily have to be concerned with getting picked off or rubbed, even though it may appear that way in the diagram. That's not really a consideration in Colorado. So what we teach first and foremost, regardless of how advanced the secondary or the football IQ is of individual players, we adhere to our man over 10 principle. So therefore, the corner will stay with vertical leverage riding the upfield shoulder of number 1 to the post, and the safety will do the same with number 2 to the corner. And that's it. Stay with your man on both sides. Okay, again, Mott is man over 10. The outside linebackers, again, on both sides. We do this on purpose, so you see it with a tight end as the number 2 and 2 wide receivers in the slot as the number 2. The rover will knock back hands, here pass, hips get turned, let them go. Expand to 1, balance up, check running back to backside crossers, and both are going to do that. In the case of the dime, if possible, get hands on number 2 to kind of disrupt his release, the vertical stem, if you will, if at all possible. Okay, and as always, the 2 inside linebackers follow their rules. Running back 2, if it were a route, he's going to go hug him up and take a man. If it's protection, he key rushes, which is rush the open gap, make a move, become the 4th rusher. Running back away, mirror the cue. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the last thing I wanted to talk about once I got into the details of match quarters versus a vertical concept, if and only if both say the corner and safety on the same side, so boundary and whip, free and field, if both are capable of handling a switch, will you even allow it, meaning as the coach? So whoever sees it first, meaning when the safety's riding the corner and he sees a post coming from number 1, and usually it's the person who has the deeper route that sees it. not the underneath route usually. Okay? Whoever sees it first calls switch, and then in this case, the corner would come off and then work to get vertical leverage on the corner out of number 2 or the new number 1, and the safety would do the same on the post or the new number 2. Okay? But again, you need a lot of experience and confidence in doing that, and that call's got to be made really, really early. And the danger is it's a little head and shoulder fake, and it's not a post, it's a deep out. So that's why the switch call is the last thing we teach. We have not given the green light very often in 38 years to any players to do that. So we more often than not, ergo, stick to the man over 10 principles. As always, any questions, please feel free to email me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com, and I'll get right back to you as soon as I can. Thank you, and make it a great